Grab your staff.
Your sword.
And your shield.
And my axe.
Your axe? As in, like, take it from you?
No, because, you know the thing with the... Okay?
And dive into the new dungeons in midnight to uncover ancient stories, familial tragedies, plot twists, and generally loot.
Like a lot of loot.
Yeah, we're in for that loot.
But no trinkets.
Yeah, they don't exist.
So let us tell you about the new dungeons coming with the Midnight expansion. Starting off with maybe one of the most obvious ones, Windrunner Spire is one of those dungeons where we really want to tell you what's up, but we really can't with the risk of spoiling the fun. By being aptly named, it is the home of the Windrunner family, and by extension, the Windrunner sisters, Illyria, Sylvanas, and Verisa. In this dungeon, you will be met with a very special elf that will walk you through their backstory and fill in the gaps of their relationship, potentially playing a big role into the characters of the three famous elf ladies. The environment is really cool and very reminiscent of the old Ghostland zones, of course upscaled and modernized with appropriate enemies for the time setting of the story. Venture through the spire and encounter a very unique set of bosses and enemies along the way with some of the most interactive mechanics to solve and, of course, as always, loot to acquire.
Oh, relax. It was merely a setback. But not this time. Yes, this is the return to this dungeon, but I have to say, it is almost unrecognizable. And hey, listen, I won't spoil it to you, but this is where I imagine I would be whenever I was dreaming of getting that wizardry letter to invite me to a super secret school of witchcraft and wizardry. The terrace is under Blood Elf control, thank you very much, but something is happening here, something that we need to continue our journey in stopping Xal'atath's plans, and we have to break in at the expense of the station Blood Elf guards. This will be your first real taste at what it will take for us to be able to save Silvermoon from the enemies we will eventually have to face. Journey from the libraries of the terrace all the way up to its roof.
Roof?
Yeah, roof.
Is that what they call it?
Okay, it's a magical roof. Now, leave me alone. Where was I? Oh yeah, all the way up to the magical roof to stop the dreadful Dominar.
It's not all fun and games and magical tomes from where arcane barriers come. Next, we need to be dirtier, sneakier, down in the darkest alleys of Silvermoon, which, if you think about it, with it being Silvermoon and all, not that dark. Maybe a bit pleasant, actually. I may have lived in Undermine for way too long. But Murder Row, the most ominous part of Silvermoon, is now a cool dungeon where a faction of blood elves are still trying to play with fel and demons, and we all know how that went last time. Not under our watch. Can't have demons raining on our doorstep with all these purple-blue enemies roaming around as well. So onwards we go to stop the devious fel plans from happening, with demon hunters being happy once again that they get to wet their blades with demon blood.
Not advisable for drinking though, may turn skin green.
Coerce guards, teleport across platforms, stop chaotic rituals, and keep the peace in Silvermoon because we just got it, man. It's all built and nice and shiny. Why they gotta bring these noisy demons in?
The theme? Shamans.
And druids.
But mostly shamans.
That's in the next dungeon.
Shut up. In any case, the Amani are making a comeback and healing old wounds. One such wound is with the Loa of War, and to garner his strength, we need to pass his trials as we venture into... You'll see how the seasons are shifting and winter is coming, or at least that's the theme of the first part of this dungeon. A really cool take on how nature shifts and stirs and attempts to stop us from pushing through the blizzard.
Like the ones who are making the game?
The actual blizzard, man. Pay attention. Will we pass the trials? Can we help restore Amani's strength and garner new allies in our fight against Xal'atath? You'll need to do the dungeon to find out.
Are we allowed to be biased? Yeah? Cool. The best dungeon ever made is coming in an expansion near you. Dive deeper into the Amani culture, their shamanism, their warlockism, and save the Witherbark trolls from the Vile branch, cause you don't want the Vile ones to wither the other ones. This dungeon is an absolute beauty and marvel at how much the troll culture has seeped into the zone. And hey, did you know you'll be fighting a Beast Mastery Hunter boss?
Wait a minute. Isn't it a survival hunter boss?
It's a survival mastery hunter boss, where you can see firsthand why it's not safe to make your own pet tank a bunch of adventurers looking for loot. Oh, and saving the innocent, that too. The trek from the outside part of the dungeon to the spooky basement where all the necromantic cooking is happening will take you for a ride, so don't miss out on this one, folks.
So, with all this void going around, the light is clearly the better end of the deal, right? Right? Well, not always, because if you let it run amok, it might cause problems like plants overtaking everything, T-Rexes, Dinosauruses, plant dinos chasing you like in those movies you saw as a kid. This dungeon has everything. No, really, a council boss where you fight 3 enemies at a time, the aforementioned dino plant, a plot twist that will not be disclosed, and finally, a big, light, corrupted tree. Because if we learn anything so far, kids, is that you need to take things in moderation, even the light. Take a break from all the blue and purple of the void and cleanse your eyes with some warm colors and see what the Horror have to contend with if we will not help their cause.
Delving into dungeons is not all fun and games, you know, unless you are Voidscar Arena owner Charanos. Charanos? Because, what, the Void cannot have fighting pits? And fighting in the pits you will for the first part of the dungeon as we try to make our way and stop this insidious Dominar and his choice of entertainment. We have every type of enemy here. Sethrak?
Check.
Tuskar?
Check, check, check.
Ogres?
Oh, you know we got 'em all, brother.
Have a little fun. Stop worrying about plot twists, histories, and deeper meaning. Sometimes, we just gotta take the fight to the enemy, and that's what we are going to be doing in Voidscar Arena.
It's tough fighting an almost all-god level threat and trying to outsmart her at every step. Sometimes that doesn't go as planned, right? In Nexus Point, we wrestle with loyalties and fend off the Void and the Shadow Guard at the same time. Magical technology and Void powers seem to go pretty well together, and definitely not in our favor. Can you reason with the Void? How about its corruption? What will this war take to win or claim as a sacrifice? The stories in Midnight hit a climax with the new approach to dungeons.
And you will definitely want to be there for when the plot thickens.